This is Arvindo Center, Haridwar, where Swamiji has come today from Vasishta Guha. And I seek Swamiji's permission to start this interview. Swamiji, this interview will be in two parts. Part 1 will deal with some basic questions related to your childhood, parental education, school and college education, your government job, retirement, your mantra and Sanyas diksha, etc. After that, part 2 will be started that will exclusively deal with serious spiritual questions through which the audience and the devotees will seek to genuine spiritual guidance. Now follows questions in each part. They are going to commence part 1. Swamiji, my first question is, can you tell us about your parents, childhood and other family members?
Hari Om to all of you, and my salutations to all the beings in the entire universe and all brothers and sisters all over. Yes, normally a sannyasi is not supposed to talk about his earlier life, but I have no inhibitions, I have nothing to hide. And well, I was a very, very normal child. My father, his name was Vaidinath Shastri. They were Orthodox Brahmins of the Tamilian South. That is Tamil Nadu, as it is called now, we belong to that. And my father was a professor of Sanskrit. In Sanskrit there are so many subjects, that is what is called Sahitya or literature. You know, they had a department in the Sanskrit college, run by a trust under the district board. And my mother was given to formal puja from her 20th year onward. She was married when she was 10 years old. So from her about 17th year also she was doing the puja of Devi, what is known as Sri Vidya cult, where Devi is considered as all supreme, the Divine Mother is considered all supreme. So there is a big ritualistic lore about the entire thing called Sri Vidya. It's a big sacred lore, many belong to it, there is a big great secret about it. But the mantras and all that is supposed to be very powerful, and then it is not given to all because some people may misuse it, that's why it is called secret, nothing else. And my father, as I said, was a great Sanskrit scholar, and then he was also very much involved in Mantra Shastra. And I, as a small boy, my nature, I myself do not know, I was not adamant in my young days. I was a very passive child. I was a very, very normal child. I was not uncommonly brilliant. I was as well as any normal child. That's all I could say, but the only thing was, I was absolutely a passive, quiet child, not rebellious, because my mother was busy with her things and my father was busy with his things. So I had practically a sort of a solitary life. Yes, My elder brother was there. She did some math sonnets and all that. Finally retired as the director of telecommunications. I was the second one. The third one was a girl. Her name was Bala Devi. And she came in the IADS, Indian Arts and Accounts Service. She was a senior deputy account general in Hyderabad, and later on when they gave the entire accounts thing to the state, and then the account general was responsible only for the central, so she became the head of the entire state's accountancy. Equal to an account general, she was called the chief paid accounts officer for the Andhra state. She was there. And the last one was my younger brother, and he was born sometime in 1938 or so. I was born in 1938, about 10 years difference. He retired as the chief secretary from the Gujarat state. He was the IAS. Of course, even after retirement, he was the chairman of the Gujarat Service Commission and all that. He retired. And they all were absolutely in the usual Western type of education. Somehow, I alone was put on the Sanskrit side for some time. So there is nothing special to talk about. He is a very, very common, normal child, just like any child you see in the street, that's all. I have got nothing special to talk about.
Swamiji, you had a serious kind of Sanskrit education right from your childhood, which involved Mantra Shastra and some Sanskrit shlokas and Sanskrit recitals. Can you tell us something about it?
See, my father was in Sanskrit side, but he didn't give emphasis to it as far as my other sister or other things are concerned. They all had the usual education from first standard. They studied in a high school, the Western education side, and all that they became postgraduates. But somehow my father picked up on me, either because he thought that I was a dull boy, not fit for the Western type of education. I do not know what mattered. Somehow he had a fancy, he put me in the Sanskrit education. There was a Sanskrit college where he was the professor. So it had a total 8 years course, 4 years of high school and 4 years of college. So I joined it at the age of 6. They don't start from A, I, E, not from the alphabets. They start straight away from Vyakarana. There is the Ashtadhyaya of Panini, and from one of the dramas of Kalidasa like Madhavika Agnimitra. So they were all at the high time, and all the classes were held only in Sanskrit. The teachers were from Kerala and also from Tamil Nadu. So some of them they didn't know Tamil or English. So the entire class was held in Sanskrit from my 6th year. I was accustomed to that. And in my 10th year I wrote what is called the government entrance examination from the government side and the university side. And I got through some eligibility for some, just like maths honors, physics honors, chemistry honors. There are what are called Vedanta Shiromani, Tarka Shiromani, Mimamsa Shiromani. Tarka is logic, Mimamsa is Purimamsa. We got 6 types of philosophy, 6 systems of philosophy, out of which the last 2 which are supposed to be the most extent or used in this world, that is the in Bharat. It is Purimamsa and Uttarmimamsa. Uttarmimamsa is called the Vedanta, where Shankara gave a lot of field to it by writing bhashyas. So I became eligible for it. So I was there, and all my, after all we were in a village life. So all the people who are known to, they have all dreams, your father is spoiling you. Later on you won't get a job. You can only become a priest in a temple, or a priest who goes to everybody's house and does some rituals for them and get 1 rupee or 8 annas per day. And what will you do in your lifetime? See, your father is discriminating you against all your other brothers. They will all become collectors and all, then you will be in the street. And I myself thought, perhaps I am dull, so I deserve only this, so I reconcile myself to that.
And it is very interesting how you got admission into school.
See, my father was stumped at one stage because the first 4 years I got my eligibility for 2 or 3 Shromanis like Sahitya, Vedanta and Mimamsa. But then they have put the age limit for college courses that 14 and 6 months should be there, whether it's English education or Oriental education, for everything. This was the rule in the university. It should accommodate 14 and 6 months, 14 years and 6 months. But I was only 10 years old My father didn't know what to do at the age of 10 to make me join in the KG class or what to do, but at home, my father has taught me English and maths to that degree that in English I could read any book. I have read a lot of books of all the top classics, say of Milton, Edison, Macaulay's lectures in the Parliament. So like that, all the classical books. So I was very well up in English, almost like a graduate. And maths, I was a little poor, but still I did fairly well, I should say. So my father has taught me all these things. But as he couldn't get me anywhere, he thought of sending me for music. I had no knowledge of music, so they said, again the same 14 or 6 months applied everywhere, whether it was music or whatever it is, they said college courses, you can't put him. Then my neighbor was the headmaster of the Valli school. He happened to be the student of my grandfather when he was taking Sanskrit classes in the Valli high school in that small town or a village. And my father was in such high terms with him, just good morning. He knew who is my father, and my father knew who he was. That's all. They used to just formally salute each other when they met, and nothing more. But suddenly one day he called my father, "Hey, what is your son doing?" My father told, "This is written, I am now stumped, I don't know what to do." Suddenly I asked him, "For what class he will be fit?" He said, "I have taught him good maths and English. Beyond that, he knows nothing, he has never heard about geography or science and all that. So, will he be fit for 9th standard? Because up to 9th standard, according to the rules at present, we can directly make him join." And 11th was called SSC, Secondary School Living Certificate, after which we had to go to the college, where 2 years of intermediate and 3 years of postgraduate courses and graduate courses and all those things were there. My father said, "I don't know. You can test." He said he immediately took out 2 question papers of the previous year of the 8th standard final. He gave it to him. "1 month from today, I will hold a test in the school, let him come at morning 9 o'clock. And I will be giving these very papers. You coach him in that." See, a person who was not intimate with us at all, going to the extent of actually doing something equal to a fraud. I could only say that Lord has decided to recruit me for his force long back before I ever heard of him. And he was even prepared to go to connive to any extent, go and be a part of frauds and fraternities even in order to shower his blessings on me so that I could recognize him and choose his force.
So grace of Lord has started pouring on you right from your childhood.
Exactly, even though I was not aware of it, it was much later I felt, oh my Lord, he has started loving me since then, and he had done all along.
Swamiji, were you like other children in school or some different, and how did you perform in this?
See, in the first year I had a great inferiority complex. The boys, when they came to know I came from that, they all began to look down upon me and they all used to say, "This boy has come from Ved Pathshala, ye to Ved ke Pandit hai, ye to Pandit ji hai." So like that they used to deride me. And then I didn't know what about geography, because when they declared me go and sit in the 9th standard, when he started the geography class was going on. So suddenly he asked somebody, "Where is Madrid?" He showed the map there. So that fellow couldn't say. Suddenly he says, "Boy, can you show?" I said, "No." He said, "Can you show where is India?" I couldn't show because I have never heard of geography. I have never heard of such words like UK, India, Africa. So I had never had any exposure to such terms even, not to speak of those subjects. So all the people began to, give applause. "Oh, here is a man with Ved Pathshala. He knows only Vedas, sir. Why are you asking about geography?" So, and even that English and maths, because in maths I had not done some 8 years course. I had done something with my father, but I had not done all these things about the method from the very beginning. So I had to strive hard. My father night and day used to sit with me both for English and maths, not for other subjects. Somehow I managed, somehow I never failed. And I came up with creditably in my SSC. That was after 2 years. And even the next year onwards, I was considered as one of the fairly meritorious students. With the result, my headmaster used to give me other students' papers to be corrected by me. This is what happened.
Did you find problem in getting admission into college again?
The college again, I was only 14 years, 6 months were left. They couldn't give any exemption. So for one more year I had to stay at home. And my father said, come on, learn typing and shorthand. So I learned and appeared for the government examinations. There are two examinations, one is lower and one is higher. So I learned both shorthand and typing, and shorthand came into use because when I was in the college, I used to take all my notes in shorthand and read it in shorthand. So it was of no use to my other colleagues.
And what were your subjects in graduation?
See, somehow my propensity was always for literature, either Sanskrit or English. English literature also I equally loved. But unfortunately, my father insisted, look here, literature won't pay. You will not better than lakhs and lakhs of people who do this English and Sanskrit, and they won't get a job, and you will be one of the unemployed graduates all your life. So he said, take some science or maths. Maths I was afraid. So I took BSc Physics with chemistry and maths as subsidiary. And I came through. In 1947, I came out of the college.
Swamiji, how do you see marriage in one's life? Is it an obstacle or an opportunity to grow further? Can you tell us something about your family in Purushottamananda, though I know that you don't like discussing it?
No, I don't mind it. I have no inhibitions either way. Because I am talking as if I am a seer. I am only looking that somebody had this life. So I am not thinking that I had this life. You see, I will give you my own instance. 1959, I was about 13 years old. 1928 born. Somehow innately I was thinking that I should become a monk. Even though I don't think I was fit for it perhaps. My Gurudev one day, I have not expected anybody even, but suddenly my Gurudev and myself were coming down the staircase, all alone. He was putting his hand on my shoulders. We were in the first step for coming down. Another 9 steps were left. Gurudev suddenly, he told me, hey, you have to marry early. This is there in your destiny.